So Val, we've come in out of the rain and I've come to find out a bit more about chicken school. Now say I wanted to keep some chickens. I've got quite a small garden. I just want a few eggs from them per week. What would you recommend?
It's not just something you need to consider as you just want eggs. There's other things that you need to consider.
Oh dear.
So you need to understand the temperament that you want. So if you've got children, obviously the most important thing is tameness. Bantam is absolutely ideal if you've got a small garden, or ideal for children as well for handling, but also there are other breeds that may be suited for you, and I will get you to do an exercise to make sure that you consider what is important to you and what you definitely don't want, and then we'll go on to research various breeds that might be suited to you, and then it's a question of going to try and find that breed.
So it's not just about getting the eggs then, there's much more to chickens than that.
Yes, there is. There's lots of things to consider. Chickens' needs are quite basic. The most important things are keeping your chickens healthy is good housing, good housekeeping, a nutritious diet, exercise and stress reduction.
Stress reduction for chickens, what's that?
For instance, if you've got children, don't get them to chase it around the garden. And also a dog, don't get dogs to chase them around the garden. They don't cope very well with stress at all.
Now, do chickens just eat corn?
No, actually corn are like Smarties for chickens. They absolutely love them, but they're not particularly good for them. What you need to do is keep them on what is called a layer's pellets if they are laying. Chickens will almost eat anything: potatoes, bread, cheese, pasta, leftovers from your dinner. And a lot of people actually think that that's what they used to feed them during the war, but during the war that's all they had. But now, if you want to have regular eggs and healthy chickens, it really is important their main diet should be their layer's pellets.
Never thought that chickens would eat cheese. They like cheese.
Yes, they eat almost anything. And yogurt as well.
Yogurt?
Probiotic yogurt.
Now, I'm right in thinking that chickens don't have teeth. How do they grind down all that food that they've got in their crop?
Like all birds, they need grit, and the grit acts as their teeth and stays in their gizzard and grinds the food down.
Now, some people might think that chickens are a bit stupid, that they just run around farmyards and get shooed out the way. What would you say to that?
Chickens are not stupid. They've all got their own personality and they're very clever. You can train your chickens. You won't get them to sit, but you can train them. And that's ideal for if you're going out and you're not coming back till late and you need to get them in the house. Also as well is they know each other. They know when they've got newcomers coming in. They know if there is danger ahead and will warn each other. There's various things that are indicators that they're very bright. And in fact, actually, some people have actually been doing clicker training with chickens instead of dogs. What's your lifestyle like? What's your environment of your garden? For instance, you can get pop holes that are timed or solar powered and open up on the hours of the sun or a certain time. So ideal if you're working, coming home late or getting up early. If you want to give them their mixed corn and you're not going to be back till late and they'll be asleep, you can actually use a cat timing feeder and that will open up to give them their corn. So there's various ways round everybody's lifestyle.
That's really good. So you can have a full-time job but also keep chickens as well?
Yes, you can. And you can come home and collect your eggs.
That's got to be a bonus, hasn't it? At the end of a hard day, you think you've got nothing in the fridge, you get in, go to the garden and get some eggs. Now Val, this may not be the best time considering the credit crunch and all of going out there and buying some chickens. Can they be cost effective?
They certainly can. On average, a hen costs 3p per day to feed. An egg produces on average 6 eggs a week. If you were to go and buy 6 free-range organic eggs, they'd cost, at the cheapest I've seen, £1.55. That's 25p per egg. So you're actually saving 22p per egg. And over the year, you could actually be saving yourself £70 per hen.
Really? How long do chickens live for? I mean, is this a bit of a lifetime investment?
Chickens can last as long as 10 to 15 years.
Brilliant. And will they keep laying as well for all that time?
They usually lay 20% less than they had done the previous year, although that's normally a pure breed. Your hybrid will lay a lot higher number of eggs, but possibly die out a lot quicker. So about after 3 years, 4 years, she could just stop.
Now, with the eggs you get in the supermarket, you've got a stamp on them, a date, use by date. How do you regulate your eggs yourself?
You could number them if you wanted to, but what I tend to do is put them in an egg box and put the first ones at the very back and then work forward.
How long do they last for when you do that?
That lasts for about 4 weeks. In fact, what you will find is if you want to do a boiled egg for a salad, you would not be able to do that with one of your eggs because it is so fresh it will disintegrate. So you have to actually let that go stale. Let it get about 2-3 weeks old, and then you'll be able to peel it. When you're buying eggs from the supermarket, they usually are quite a few weeks old.
Are they really?
Yes.
You just assume that if it's in the supermarket, it's got a use-by date on it, that it's going to be fresh from the farm, but it can be up to a few weeks old.
It certainly can, yes.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. Now, your girls out there, your Peking Bantams, do they all get on? I mean, is there like a hierarchy?
Just like us, there is a hierarchy. It's called the pecking order. You'll always get the bossy chick, and all the lower orders will tend to eat and drink last. This is normally the cockerel, but in his absence, the hen takes over.
And who's that in your bunch?
At the moment, it's Susie. It was top chick, but the hierarchy's changed, and Susie has now taken over.
Who's at the bottom? The smallest?
The smallest, Annabelle.
What are they like when they're just bowling around your garden during the day? What kind of things do they do?
They'll sleep, they have a dust bath, they sunbathe, they run around, they make alarm calls. When they've laid an egg, they normally like the world to know, so they make a noise to let you know that they've laid an egg.
Val, you've been running chicken school for about 18 months now. How's it going? What do you get out of it?
I find it really rewarding. Most of my courses, people are really pleased. What often happens is similar to yourself. They come to chicken school with things in their minds that they would like to do, may have a particular breed or looked at houses, have a particular house in mind. They come to chicken school and have got a complete change. Most of the customers keep in contact with me, and what I tend to do is I don't just push them out the door. If they've got problems, I'm there for them, so there's always support.
Your garden does show that it's really possible to do both, have a beautiful garden and keep chickens.
Yes, whatever you want. You know, if you want a nice garden, you can still have chickens. If you're not really bothered about your garden, the chickens will be just as happy.
So apart from doing courses with people about how to look after chickens, what else does chicken school do?
Well, we do the one-to-one course, which is very specialist and unique, and that's certainly working with people to find the best solutions for them. We also do group courses, so certainly if people are coming on their own, they can meet like-minded people. We also do a teaching programme for colleges, schools and organisations. Quite often what we find is schools want to keep chickens in their grounds, so they send the staff over for some training. We also do a popular egg and chicks. And this is a hatching exercise at schools, and we also do chicks on tour, and this is taking little baby chicks to schools. It's a wonderful experience. The children get so much from it, not just the children but the teachers and the parents too. The educational part of seeing that first hatching. We also offer a webcam service so the whole school can be involved, and what normally happens is the whole lesson will stop and then there's a big uproar when the first egg hatches.
Why do you think that you've taken to chickens so well?
They're fun and they are amusing, and they do things that just make you laugh. You can just sit and watch them for hours, and in fact sometimes when it's been cold and we brought the chicks back, we've kept them indoors. We switch the television off and we just sit there and watch them.